Trap Media USA, like, share, subscribe, all that. Happy Sunday. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Shout out. I had stopped doing the shout outs. It's been so much going on in boxing. I stopped shouting out everybody who I've been tapped in with or interacting with on social media. I was on Artman channel. Shout out Artman, D Hive, and Allen Young. Congrats to him. Just heard he going to the Air Force when I was on that channel. So congrats. Wishing all blessings and positivity to his situation. But I was thinking about it and all the hate that Jake Paul been getting. Like, oh, he's not fighting real boxers. It's like, bro, he was trying to fight Fury. It's not his fault that baby Fury ducked, and that was an undefeated fighter. Most of these guys not coming in and fighting. I think he 8-0 at this point. Somebody like that that's well pedigree. I'm not saying he's good as Tyson, but he's been in the sport and he's been around fighting all his life. That's what they family do. And he was trying to take that smoke. So I was thinking, and Jake was like, I done knocked out everybody out in fought. And I was thinking, like, man, where I hear that before? And then the name came to my head, Deontay Wilder. So I end up going to pull up Wilder's resume in his early career because Jake 6-0 knocked out everybody he fought. I think at this point. Um, so Wilder's first fight, 2008, 11-15, was against Ethan Cox, 2-2-1. His second fight, 2009, 3-6, was against Shannon Gray, 1-0. His third fight, 2009, 3-14, against Richard Green, 1-1. 2009 against Joseph Robote, 3-5. 2009 against Charles Brown, 6-15. 2009 against Kelsey Arnold, 1-2-2. 2009 against Travis Allen, 3-4. And 2009 against Jerry Vaughn, 2-0-1. So, and I want to go do Canelo real quick too, but I really want to stick to Wilder for a second because at this point in his career, he's on a Wilder track. He already has the huge fan base that Wilder has now. He's selling out pay-per-views, doing $1 million sales like Wilder and Fury. Well, I think that's a little more than Wilder and Fury. He's putting everybody down. He's shown to have pop. A lot of people say they don't like everything he do as far as the fundamentals, but one thing he has been able to rely on in all these fights is his power. So just give him time the same way we gave Wilder time, the same respect that we say that he's learned all of this real quick. He just got into the sport late, just like Wilder got into the sport late, but he was able to rely on that big power, and Jake Paul is able to rely on his big power. So Jake Paul might be Wilder 2.0 for his people. We had Sugar Ray Leonard fight the Great White Hope, and Jake Paul is the Great White Goat. So just give him time. He's not doing anything different than your favorite fighter. I can go pull up Devin Haney fighting in Mexico. Hold on, let me pull up Canelo though, because I know just in case it's people on the other side of the fence that want to hate on it, because Jake Paul seems to be getting hate from everywhere, but y'all don't want to talk about how PBC prior to Jake, it wasn't really too much support for women's boxing, but Jake is he just finished the deal with Amanda Taylor, Serrano and Kaylee Taylor. Amanda has been able to be a part of 2 or 3 big pay-per-views at this point and expand her brand. And he just got her $1 million deal. She was on Twitter tweeting about it. She's very happy. We're not talking about stuff like that, but we have a whole company that isn't even supporting women's boxing. So let's keep stuff like that in mind too, along with he's doing nothing no different than everybody else. But I'm pulling up Canelo right now. Hold on. Al Alvarez. Let's see. Canelo box rec. So let's see Canelo's early opponents. Um, so Alvarez, 57, 1-2. And we going down to the beginning. So 2005, 10-29. Abraham Gonzalez, 0-1. 2005, 11-26. Pablo Alvarado, 0-1. 2006, January 20th, Miguel Vazquez. It was his debut. 2006, 210, Pedro Lopez, 0-1. So none of Canelo's first four opponents even had a win. But where's everybody talking about that? Everybody that's crying about what Jake Paul is doing, all these new young fans, Jake Paul is bringing in boxing, the great white goat, but they don't want to talk about their favorite fighter, the pound for pounds. Like, act like this isn't a typical path. And they act like nobody has ever started boxing late and became successful. AJ, Deontay Wilder. But I'll continue on. So we finally get to his fifth fight where he fought a fighter that had a win. Jorge Juarez was 3-5, and that was his draw. So when he finally did fight a fighter that had some wins, he got a draw. Uh, Juan Hernandez, he fought after that, was 2-2. Christian Hernandez was 0-1. Francisco Villanueva was 4-5. Daniel Martinez was 0-1. We going all the way to 2007, and Canelo is fighting a guy in his debut, 2007 of March, Javier Martinez. I mean, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 fights in, Canelo was fighting a guy in his debut. So get off of Jake Paul's back. He's not doing anything different than the best in boxing. You need time to work on your skills. And at least these guys, let's think about this. A lot of them didn't do it in front of big stages. A lot of these guys got time to grow with the small crowd, then a little bit bigger crowd, then a little bit bigger crowd. Then maybe you got on the TV. Like, they got to work their way. He's fighting under pressure with everybody rooting against him already, and he's coming overcoming that pressure back against the wall. People was booing at the fight. They want to point that out, but you got to understand that's pressure. He could have folded up, cut open for the first time, and he finds a way to overcome the adversity and puts the guy out. Reminds me of Wilder versus Ortiz. Like, this guy might be the new Deontay Wilder of boxing, the great white goat. And Canelo 10 fights in was still fighting guys that was just debuting. So let's get off Jake Paul's back. I encourage all of you, take your favorite fighter, go look at their resume early on, and then come back and complain to me. But let's be honest. Let's keep it real. This guy is saving boxing. Jake Paul is boxing. He has the PBC on his back right now. American boxing on his back right now. Especially when Bob Arum has just signed all of the rookies. Trap Media USA. Like, share, subscribe. God bless.